What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Friday, November 7th. Now today's dog video, you may have noticed that dog is up 7.6%, but that's also because Bitcoin is up and also the altcoin market is up as well. This could be due to some news regarding the government shutdown potentially ending very soon. Now when that does happen, you can expect that money printing and also liquidity will start to flow back into stock markets, crypto, especially meme coins for that matter. But I want to share with you, even though on the on-chain data, we are seeing OG whales liquidating their positions, we're talking about dormant whale wallets that have recently woken up and decided to take profits on their Bitcoin. That's being absorbed by major players, which to me is very positive because the absorption of Bitcoin being bought from these OG whales that are selling, that means we're in a consolidation phase, and that consolidation phase eventually will break out to the upside because we're even seeing Bitcoin haters out there such as JP Morgan buying as much Bitcoin as possible. And what that means for Bitcoin meme coins in the altcoin market is very positive. And I will share all that data with you and what we could expect in the month of November for Bitcoin. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. Okay, right now dog is up around 8% at the time of this recording, roughly around 160 million market cap. Now Bitcoin's actually pumping a little bit more as well. It's up 1.81%, so we're at 102,000 per Bitcoin. Looking at the meme coin market, looks like everything is pumping either in the single or double digits. So let's see where Bitcoin stands in terms of ranking. Right now it is ranked 239. Trust me, if this goes to like 165, it will be in the top 200. That's just kind of how weird the coin market cap ranking works. It's still above SNEC and Macroeconomic. Now next up I want to talk about, which is what we're seeing in terms of sentiment within altcoin season. So right now we're actually falling pretty low, leaning more towards Bitcoin season. This is just due to what CoinMarketCap's index tells us. So is this a fake out? Well, this could just be potentially that people are buying more Bitcoin than risk on assets. But what's really interesting is the government shutdown, which most people predict can happen either by November 16th up until November 20th. And that's the majority, which is this orange line. So pretty much 58% of people on Polymarket believe that we won't have a government shutdown within the next coming days, but not until maybe November 16th. But all of a sudden this article came out, right? Not meaning an article, but Politico just released some alpha, which is that deal is near to reopen the federal government. So what that means, that's very positive for the stock market, that's very positive for crypto. Because the reason we've been kind of at a stalemate or seeing a massive dip in price is not just due to market manipulation within cryptocurrency, but also due to the government shutdown. Because if there's no money being printed, if nobody's working and nobody's getting their paychecks, there's no reason for the markets to even pump because there's no money coming from anywhere. But when you're looking also at the bull score index, you're seeing that crypto quant just fell to 0. So this is the first time we've seen it since January of 2022. Now what they're saying is that with these previous levels that you're seeing here, this could signal a potential bear market that's just right around the corner. So that happened right around here before we started to see a bear market. And it's possibly because they're seeing data like this. So if you go to Glassnode and look up OG whale dumping, you'll see these orange lines. Okay, these orange or red lines determine something, which is that OG whales are either dumping $100 million, which is the orange line, or up to $500 million, which is the red line. And as you can see, they've actually just came out of nowhere. They're from dormant to awakened, and they're actually selling some of their Bitcoin. And this is a lot of money. But is this a lot of money compared to what's being absorbed by the buyers? Because this is what I'm seeing in the data. So apparently Trump is buying more Bitcoin, and this is his American-backed company. They bought roughly 139 Bitcoin. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere this morning, we just found out that JP Morgan just bought $340 million worth of Bitcoin. Remember, Jamie Dimon said that Bitcoin was a scam and it was for criminals. And all of a sudden, he bent to the knee and bought into Bitcoin and is now talking about stable coins. This is a great example of follow what they do, not what they say. We kind of knew that JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon was going to eventually bend to the knee of Bitcoin. And also MicroStrategy is actually raising more money to get roughly $710 million to increase their Bitcoin holdings. And last but not least, Tether just bought 961 Bitcoin worth $97 million to their treasury, aka Bitcoin reserve. So as much as you're seeing OG whales selling their Bitcoin portfolios, you're seeing all these other institutions buy into their Bitcoin. So this is why you're seeing consolidation. This is why you're not seeing a massive pump in Bitcoin's price other than the market manipulation. But even though you're seeing OG sell, you're seeing institutions buy. And eventually this is going to break out. Now, this is a great example. So if you go to Cryptocoin and look up this specific tab, which is Bitcoin spot average order size, what have you noticed? This green dot right here, that is when big whale orders are fulfilled. So this is what we're seeing as of the past year. Check this out. You see these few green dots over here? This is the month of November. That means since May of 2025, we have not seen big whale orders, meaning these like gray dots, these are like the small retail orders. These are just normal people. But now we've actually seen these green dots resurface. That means you're seeing institutions and big whale wallets that could be institutions or just big pocketed leverage traders, who knows, they're buying as much Bitcoin as possible. This is a clear sign. This is telling you on chain that ever since this year of May of 2025, that we are seeing a return of Bitcoin whales accumulating. Now, let's look at this as well, just as other proof. Roughly around nearly 30,000 Bitcoin was bought this week by the Bitcoin whales. That's nearly $3 billion. Even though you're seeing retail panic or even ETF outflows, you're actually seeing Bitcoin whales that don't buy into the ETFs. They're just buying Bitcoin on exchanges and probably withdrawing it into cold storage. They're buying a lot. Colin Talks Crypto thinks that roughly around 1 to 3 weeks from now, we're going to experience the beginning of altcoin season. And I'm sure that, Benjamin Cohen and all these other analytic people say that the 4-year cycle is going to end by the end of this year, by December of 2025. But maybe this is different because remember, we've never seen this type of cycle ever. So who's to say that this cycle is going to follow the exact same trend as the previous cycles, when maybe it could actually be a beginning of a new type of cycle. Maybe altcoin season is just right around the corner. So right now we have a potential ending of the government shutdown anytime within the next couple weeks. We also have the quantitative tightening that's going to end on December 1st. But also we're seeing with the MACD lines, they're sooner or later heading upwards, just like in previous times, heading upwards to the buyer's market. And how that reflects to the dog price is very positive. So could we see that by December 1st? I hope so. And the last image I want to share with you before we close out this video is this, which is the meme coin ecosystem comparisons. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin meme coins right now, it's only altogether the market cap $196 million. Just think about that. That's the entire Ruins ecosystem. Now, when you compare that to Bitcoin's market cap, which is over $2 trillion, yeah, we have a lot more growth, a lot more upside than these oversaturated and over-the-top meme coins on these other chains that have been around for way too long. People are no longer going to chase these anymore. Now, remember when Ethereum meme coins were really popular? This is when Uniswap, the decentralized swap, was available to buy these specific meme coins, and especially Pepe. Well, guess what? People didn't want to buy things on Ethereum because of their high transaction fees. These were the gas fees. So people flocked over to the Solana meme coin sector. And because of the low transaction fees and then just people wanted to make new money, Solana meme coins were a narrative in 2024 and possibly early 2025. But the thing is, as you can see, as of today, the Solana meme coin market cap in total, is actually smaller than the Ethereum meme coin market cap. So people don't want to be in Solana meme coins anymore and no longer in Ethereum meme coins. So what do you think is going to happen? Just like history repeats itself over and over, people are going to flock to the next meta. And most likely it's going to be Bitcoin meme coins. Because remember, when Ethereum meme coins were popular, people didn't know about them, but now look how huge they are. And then people went to Solana meme coins, people didn't know about it. And this used to be at around over $10 billion in market cap and higher. So really, the upside for Bitcoin meme coins is very huge compared to what Bitcoin can offer it. So if you're not convinced about Bitcoin meme coins, even given the data that I've shared with you, then maybe you're not meant to make money with Bitcoin meme coins. Maybe you're gonna chase the pump on other things, but as they already pump. The thing is, you have to take the risk in buying things low. That's how people make money in this game. But if you don't know how to do that, then you're gonna end up buying things when you FOMO in, and you're ending up to be exit liquidity. So make sure to focus on this image and study dog and study Bitcoin meme coins. All in all, you already know that I'm very bullish on dog Bitcoin. So the reason I wanted to talk about this video before the weekend starts is to understand one thing. No matter what people tell you regarding like, oh, the market's going down and then we're going to experience a bear market after Q4 of this year, or maybe that this is the last cycle top that we're going to experience for Bitcoin's price, maybe instead of just paying attention to that, which is truthfully, it could be true, think of this other side, which is what if that's the narrative people are told? All right, that's a narrative that people believe in, that this is the end of the cycle, follows a 4-year cycle. What if this cycle is different? Since it's already different already, since we've been consolidating for way too long, for almost close to a year now, what if this cycle actually starts with altcoin season beginning within the next couple of months? And all this market manipulation by Binance and Wintermute is trying to trick you into selling your assets, because even though you're seeing OG whale wallets and ETF outflows, you're seeing major whales buy into those inflows as much as possible. And this is all on chain, as I shared with you. So who knows? Government shutdown can end at any moment. And when that happens, you can see a very positive reflection on the Bitcoin price, on the Bitcoin price, and also the cryptocurrency price. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I cannot wait to read them. But until then, I want you guys and girls to have a wonderful weekend. If there's anything breaking news, I'll be sure to report it here on this channel. But be sure to smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.